Hey guys, in this video we're talking about fractions on the ACT, specifically standard N501, which just says order fractions. I used to teach high school math and I can tell you, the ACT never just says order these fractions. Instead they twist it around to make simple problems seem tricky. But if you've seen these before and know what's really going on, you can grab some easy points fast. So let's get into it. Now, I want you to understand that just ordering fractions is kind of a supporting standard, I guess you could say, and it's usually paired with several other things, and we'll look at that in a second. Chef Marisol, I guess that's how you said it, is making two versions of a soup recipe. Version A uses 3/5 of a cup of tomato paste per batch. Version B uses 5/8 of a cup per batch. She plans to make 4 batches of version A, 3 batches of version B. When all the batches of each version are made, which recipe requires more tomato paste in total, and by what fraction of a cup does it exceed the others? So, something I would notice from the beginning is all of these answers are in what fraction of a cup. So all your answers are in fractions. You can go ahead and plug these into your calculator. You could do 3/5 or version A and plug it into your calculator, and you can understand that that is 0.6. You can plug in version B and you can get 0.625. So I can then know that well, we don't know exactly when all of them are made just yet, but we can kind of figure it out. Hey, this is how much, 3/5 of a cup is. We're looking at 0.6 and 0.625. But in actuality, we want to put this in terms of fractions. So first thing we have to do is look for the least common multiple of 8 and 5, and that is just when you multiply each other. I want to multiply 5 by 8 on top and on bottom, and 8 by 5 on top and on bottom. So I'll get 25 over 40, as well as up here, 24 over 40, and that is version A, and version B is 25 over 40. So I know what they are for just one thing, but I have to make multiple batches. And so when I take 24 and make 4 batches of it, I just multiply by 4 over 1 here, not 4 over 4. 4 times 24 will give me 96 over 40. And if I make 3 batches, that's 25 over 40. That's 3 over 1, that should give me 75 over 40. And so we have 3 batches of version B, 4 batches of version A. And now how much, so the question is, which recipe contains more tomato paste in total? So version A has 96, so I know that any of these answers with version B is incorrect because 96 is greater than 75. And by what fraction of a cup does it exceed? So I have to do 96 over 40 minus 75 over 40, which will give me 21 over 40, letting me know that D is the correct answer. On to the next question. Carlos tracked his pace on 3 runs last week. His times per mile were 7 3/4 of a mile per mile minutes per mile. Wednesday was 7 2/3 minutes per mile. Friday was 7 5/6 minutes per mile. Arrange these from slowest to fastest pace. So what I would do is I would just straight up convert these to decimals. That's the way I would go about it. You could convert these to improper fractions, but I know that 3/4 is 0.75. I know that 2/3 is 0.66. You would probably have to plug, I don't know 5/6 off the top of my head, but I know that's 0.833. So I know that's Friday. I know this is Wednesday. I know this is Monday. And this problem requires you to put from fastest to slowest. Now, hopefully, you understand that when you run a mile, the smallest number is the fastest. Okay, the smallest number is the fastest. Hopefully you already understand that. So our smallest number here is on Wednesday. So I know that both B and C are incorrect because they don't start with Wednesday. After that, it's Monday, and that leaves me with A because that is just incorrect on that fourth option. So I know A is my correct answer. On to my last questions. And remember, these are ordering fractions, but you have to convert them. You have to work with mixed numbers. You have to work with improper fractions. It's not just ordering fractions. It's twisted up. And I just want you to feel comfortable looking at these problems. And this last one throws in a little bit of a twist, but it's still the same concept. It's ordering fractions and then some statistic stuff thrown into it. So a recipe for energy bars uses honey, oats, and peanut butter. Pretty similar to my wife's. Honey is 5/12 of a cup. Oats is 2/5 a cup. Peanut butter 3/8 of a cup. The chef wants to double the ingredient that represents the median amount among the three fractions. Which ingredient should be doubled? So we have to figure out what is the actual, for me, decimal. You could put these in, you know, in fraction form, but for the ACT, you can just plug 5 divided by 12 and get an answer. And I know that that is, when you plug that in, that is 0.146. At least that's the way I could go about it. A lot of people, appropriate math would say, especially with the standard, you have to put it into the same fraction with the same denominator and figure it out from there. But you can figure this out with the decimals. 0.4166, that 66 is repeated. I know that oats is 0.4 with 2 divided by 5. 3/8 is 0.75. And you can just plug 3 divided by 8 in your calculator and get that answer. So we have to figure out which one is the median amount. So you could plug these out from least to greatest, 0.75 or 0.375, 0.4, and then 0.41. I'll just put 0.42 for the sake of rounding. The median is just the middle number, which is just 0.4, and 0.4 is my oats. So I know that oats should be doubled in this chef's recipe. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you learned something and you feel a little bit more confident on the ACT.